The Truth Occurs.
Hi everyone. Well, you requested that I do a video on the Disneyland Measles Outbreak. So here you go. For me, the bottom line is that confidence in vaccines has gone way down and it's not going to go back up. And the question is, are they going to push harder to force people to take vaccines, such as by banning the unvaccinated from public places? First of all, naturally, the reaction to this outbreak has been to blame the unvaccinated. And typically when they do this, they use words like ignorant and anti-science. But the fact is, vaccine rates are the lowest among the most highly educated and of the highest socioeconomic status. You should kind of ask yourself, why is it that people who are highly educated and successful, why are they the ones who are refusing vaccines? So as for this outbreak, at the last count, according to the CDC, it was 59 cases of measles that originated at Disneyland. The count has since then gone up and probably will continue to go up. But it's not like this is the first time there have been, a rise in cases of measles. Actually, just last year, in 2014, there were quite a lot of cases. Now, as for the proportion of vaccinated versus unvaccinated cases in this outbreak, they say about 55% were unvaccinated, which would mean that the other 45% were vaccinated, you would think. Although, according to this document here from the CDC, 31% had unknown vaccination status. Any way you slice it, it comes out, though, that people who are unvaccinated have a higher risk of getting measles. But so what? Are we going to blame anti-vax parents who are listening to Jenny McCarthy and Andrew Wakefield for bringing the scourge on the people of America? You have to mention Jenny McCarthy and Andrew Wakefield. If you're going to do any kind of propaganda piece about vaccines, you have to mention those two. Because that's what it all comes down to, after all, is Jenny McCarthy and Andrew Wakefield, right? Okay, so I looked at the age proportions. 61% were over the age of 20. 61% over 20, so you can't blame Jenny McCarthy and Andrew Wakefield for that. Okay, let's talk about Jenny McCarthy and Andrew Wakefield and why I get so annoyed when they bring that up, because that's like really just sidetracking things. I mean, if you want to know about why do those educated parents refuse vaccines, because there is science showing that they're not safe. In humans, there are some, and in animals, there's plenty. The science of vaccine damage. This is about vaccine damage in dogs. Studies at Purdue University School of Veterinary Medicine, and basically what it shows is that the vaccinated animals develop autoimmune conditions. So maybe the parents figure that that's not a good trade-off. In the old days, before the MMR vaccine was marketed, measles was portrayed in the media as pretty much a benign illness. There's this video here on Facebook, which you'll probably enjoy. It's some clips from Donna Reed's show, The Flintstones, and The Brady Bunch, where they talk about measles as if it's just no big deal. So how did we get from there to now where it's something to be so feared and the unvaccinated are to be treated as the enemy of humanity? This is from the Financial Post. U.S. measles mortality rates per 100,000 population. This is per population, not a case fatality ratio. But as you can see, the death rate had gone down enormously before the measles vaccine was introduced. So how much credit does the shot really deserve? And why does measles seem so dangerous to us now? Is it just vaccine marketing propaganda, or has measles somehow become more dangerous? Now, it could be that the people who are getting it now are more likely to be in the vulnerable segment of the population who would have had worse effects from measles to begin with. Or it could also be that the vaccine and vaccinating the population itself has somehow raised the mortality. This is something that happened with smallpox in the Philippines. That originally the death rate was about 10% per epidemic, but after vaccinations, at one point it got as high as 65%. So what's the government going to do now? Are they going to try to force people to take more shots, ban them from public places? I think that would probably have a really big backlash. Maybe it would just create more awareness and interest in the issue of vaccines, and then more people would realize that there's a problem, and the whole thing could just sort of backfire. Maybe they might want to make some kind of compromise, like giving single shots or having vaccines that have less toxic ingredients, or some kind of middle of the road thing. But so if they do that, though, they're kind of conceding that the old ones were no good. So in any case, there's nothing I hate more than a nanny state, and especially one that is in the pocket of Big Pharma. I just hate tyrannical government, especially when it's under corporate control. I think that's a very dangerous thing, more dangerous than a measles epidemic. So let me know what you think, and thanks for giving my video a thumbs up, and thank you also for liking my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/thetruthergirls. And thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.